Hi, I'm Mark Donovan from HomeEditionPlus.com. Today I'm going to talk to you about attaching baseboard trim or chair rail to drywall that's attached to metal wall studs. With metal wall studs, it creates a set of problems with really being able to securely hold the chair rail or the baseboard trim to the drywall, because the metal stud just doesn't have the gripping capability that a wood stud has. So there's a couple choices that you have to ensuring a nice, tightly secured baseboard trim or chair rail. And I'll go over those options. First of all, when attaching baseboard trim or chair rail to drywall that's been attached to metal wall studs, you want to use a construction adhesive by applying a bead or a couple beads to the back of the chair rail or baseboard trim, and then attach it to the drywall. However, to hold it in place while the adhesive sets up, you need to nail it to something. And so ultimately you try to still nail into the metal wall studs, but in order to ensure that it'll hold fairly well, at least till the adhesive holds up, you want to put 2 nails in at each wall stud in a cross nailing pattern. As you can see here, I've used 2 finish nails that are going in opposite angle to each other into the wall stud. And what this does is, when they're fully nailed in, they basically they work against each other to prevent the baseboard trim or chair rail from pulling out. But in addition, they help hold the trim in place until the adhesive sets up. With baseboard trim or chair rail, you could use standard finish nails and a hammer. However, for a better job, you'd want to use like a 16 gauge finish nail gun, particularly if you were going to use this approach for crown molding. And again, just shoot the nails in approximately 45 degrees opposite a straight vertical, in this case on either side of the nail stud. And that should securely hold the baseboard trim or the chair rail or even the crown molding in place until the adhesive sets up. Once it's all set up, you can caulk or fill the joints and then paint or stain the surface. So those are your basic options for attaching baseboard trim or chair rail or even crown molding to drywall that's been attached to metal studs. If you do decide to use a finish nail gun, which I highly recommend, particularly if you're doing crown molding, make sure to use hardened finish nails, as they'll better penetrate the metal stud and mitigate the risk of any bent nails as you drive into the metal stud. So that's it. If you have other home improvement questions, visit us at HomeEditionPlus.com today.